Hi, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Fine, thank you so much. How's your Thursday going on so far?
Yes, I've never done a TikTok live before. I'm proud of myself that I was able to do it. I always thought it was if you have 1,000 followers, you could go live.
Okay, and how often, which platform is kind of your favorite, Instagram or TikTok?
TikTok, I think. I'm more active on TikTok.
Okay, and related for this 2026 compared with 2025, how do you think it is gonna be?
I'm hoping, well, I'm hoping 2026 I can keep myself busy and just focus on college because I'm preparing for college. So I'm hoping I can start touring some colleges and doing some acting on the side.
Excellent, and thank you so much for giving us this space. This is gonna be like a couple of fun sections, your background, a Q&A, maybe a challenge, and a deep quiz, kind of that. It is like the general idea.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Excellent. So in the first place, your background. I saw that you're an actress, a singer, and a model. Which one came first, and why did you decide to go for acting, singing, modeling? Which one was first? How was the general background?
So I started with modeling because my mom was a photographer. So when I was, it's a funny story actually. When I was a baby, our family was getting our photos taken, and the photographer said that I really liked the camera as a kid. So they asked if I wanted to model for this magazine that they did. So that's when I started modeling for this magazine as like a toddler. And then I really enjoyed it. I just loved being in front of a camera. And then acting was second. I got involved with acting and singing. I would put on living room performances in my house for my family. And then my mom realized that I needed to put her in classes because this is what she loves to do. So yeah, then I was put into classes and I started doing shows when I was 5. And then I got like an agent or manager at 7 and I started doing it professionally.
So in the second place, I would love to know if you have like cringe watching yourself. Do you suffer like kind of cringe watching like modeling or acting? In which part of the process are you?
I do cringe a little sometimes when I watch me. It depends, but sometimes I don't enjoy watching myself on camera, but I've kind of gotten used to it. In the beginning, I mean, as a kid, I loved watching myself on camera, but as I got older, it does get a little like I'm nitpicky then, and I'm like, why did I do that on camera? But I think I'm growing out of it a little.
Again, related to acting and modeling, in the first instance, acting, which aspects do you consider like the easiest and the hardest? First acting and then modeling.
I think they both have their hardship, but yeah, I don't know. I think they both can be hard. I think modeling, you have to have a lot of patience because there's a lot of sitting around, but there's also a lot of sitting around in acting. You have to have a lot of patience. Modeling, especially like in front of a camera, you have to pose or like you might have to like wait. They have to like fix the camera, and that's the same with film. So I don't know. I think I'd say they're both equally hard in their own ways.
And if you have to choose between acting or modeling, only one, which one would you choose?
I don't know. I think I'd choose acting. I really enjoy acting on film.
And do you have one project identified eventually you would love like to be part of? A regular series, film, maybe Netflix, the streaming platform, or not so much? How's like, in case you have?
I would definitely love to be a part of a Netflix series. I think that's pretty cool. A specific Netflix series, I love the show School Spirits. Me and my friends watch it every Wednesday when a new episode comes out. It's a good mystery. I would love to be in like sort of like a drama or mystery or something that challenges my acting.
And aside from that, which other like series, films do you regularly like watch? Like your comfort movies, comfort series? Do you have a couple you can share with us?
Yeah, my Comfort movies, I love Mamma Mia. I love a good musical to watch with my family. That's another comfort series is The Goldbergs because that's just a show that me and my family would watch as a kid. So it's a good comfort to watch when I'm feeling stressed or anything. And I love Julie and the Phantoms. That show too is definitely my comfort show. Whenever I'm upset, I just watch it and I feel better instantly. It has really good music and it's really intriguing. And I watch it and then I feel better.
Wonderful. And now, related to your projects, do you have one that is like your favorite until now, or they're all like kind of the same? It's a tie or not?
I definitely, yeah, I like all the projects I did, but as of right now, my favorite project I did was a film called Happy Thanksgiving, and it was directed by Brooklyn Prince, and it was the first shoot I ever did where it was all kids. So it was really fun because we had to play a family in the film, and then we also developed a family, I think, behind the scenes. And it was just nice to be around people like my age and connect with them and create a bond on camera and off camera.
And I read a couple of your like interesting milestones. I found this being on stage, is it difficult or hard compared like with acting or modeling, like Broadway, something like that? Which one is like the easiest and the hardest for you? Because I found it really hard.
Yeah. I think again, I do think they're all equally hard. I do think being on stage is really hard though because it's live. So if you make a mistake, you have to cover it up. It's not film where you can stop it and then retake it. Everything is live. So if you mess up, you have to think on your feet and work off your peers and try to cover it. And yeah, since you have a live audience, you have reactions and as people watching you exactly while you're there.
And related to your family and friends' reaction, how is that? Do you show them your work or they ask for it? It's kind of a mix between the both of them. How's that?
My family loves to come to my shows and see my films. I'm very lucky. I definitely say my mom is my biggest fan, so I love having a supportive mom. And yeah, I'm very open. They're allowed to see my films. I like showing them my films and getting feedback. And my friends, same thing, surprisingly, same thing with them. It depends on what I'm doing, but I do like when they come to my shows. Sometimes I show them my films. It depends how I'm feeling, but I do like when they come and they get to see what I do.
And after a project comes to an end, do you are like kind of sad? What are your feelings once a project is done, even if it is a short film or a regular series, music video, modeling? How is that process for you, like personally?
When I finish a project, I have to get that character out of me because I'm so connected and in that character. I try to do like meditation or like breathing exercises or just do something that makes it come back to myself. And yeah, I do definitely get sad, especially like the people I'm working with that I have to leave, especially after we grew a bond. But I definitely would miss my cast.
And when it comes to your daily like routines, how is like right now? How do you kind of make a balance?
So I go to two schools. I go to a performing arts school in the morning from 7:45 to 10 a.m. And then once I'm there, I leave on my bus and I go to my sending school where I do my normal classes and I end at 3. So I have to balance two schools and I have a show that I do in April every year. Last year was in December, but I do a show every year with the company. So I do tend to get back late or have to do my schoolwork backstage, and just, yeah, it's hard, but it's all about balancing and staying busy, especially when I'm not doing any of my scenes. I try to do my homework. I try to study. I try to do anything I can do behind the scenes. So when I get home late, I don't have anything to do or make up.
Okay, and with directors, actors, actresses, fellow peers, with Do you have a couple of actors, actresses, directors eventually you would love to work with, in case you could choose?
That's a good question. Um, I definitely think Emma Watson is one of somebody I'd like to work with because I loved her in the live action Beauty and the Beast, especially as a kid. I'm trying to think of others. Just McKenna Grace is a cool one too. I think she's a wonderful actor, and I'd love to work alongside her. And I think I'd learn so much from her. And yeah, I think those are my two, but definitely they're all so talented.
Wonderful. And is there a show on streaming platforms or a film you're expecting for this 2026 to happen? Like, for example, Scream 7, which just released, or not so much?
A lot of the films I do, they go to film festivals. I do have one film I was in called Donna, which I believe is on Apple TV. And then I have one I did an episode of Mr. Robot, which I believe it probably streams on like Amazon Prime. And I just filmed a film that they're hoping to put on streaming platforms, but for the 2026 season, I believe, or maybe more into 2027, depending on when we finish it.
Wonderful, congratulations, excellent. Thanks so much for this report. Then we're going to have a fantastic Q&A in the first instance. What is something most people don't know about you?
I think I'm a very outgoing person. I love to go out. I don't like to stay home. I tend to bore myself when I stay home. So I always have to go out and do something to keep myself busy. I think that also applies to what I do. I like to keep myself busy.
And have you ever Googled yourself, or not so much?
Yeah, I love Googling myself. It's weird. It's just a weird thing that you can search yourself up and just see yourself. And then, especially with school, people will say to me, they'll be like, I Googled you. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, that's weird. It's like weird to hear people say that, but it's so cool.
Kind of crazy, isn't it? And what is the first thing that pops into your mobile device? Because it depends from phone to phone.
Yeah, I get the bar with all the photos of me, and then it has like my name and it says like actress or whatever, and it's cool, and then it'll say like what I'm known for.
Wonderful. Another one I have for you: what do you like to do in your spare time when you have?
I like to go like shopping with my friends, hang out with my friends a lot in my free time. Also, since I go to performing arts school, we like to go and support each other and see each other's shows. So I get to see a lot of high school shows around my area. And yeah, I love shopping. I love anything involving fashion and just hanging out. And
Okay, and do you have a pet peeve? Which one would you say, in case you have like the biggest one you have?
it's sort of an odd pet peeve, but a thing for me is when I'm going out with my friends and I'm like still getting ready and they text me and they're like, we have to go. And like, it's nothing that's a set time. I like to have my time to get ready and not have to stress and worry about rushing.
I have that. Okay, wonderful. And is there something you have like in your mind for like the next 3 years from today specifically, or not so much?
I think I'm hoping just to be happy with what I'm doing and definitely keeping myself busy and doing more films and yeah, getting ready for college and all that.
Wonderful. And are you nervous for college, or not so much? You were expecting for that specific time in your life, or how is that?
I'm a current junior, but I'm starting like college tours now, and it's so crazy to think that your junior year of high school, you kind of have to know what you're gonna do. So it definitely is stressful, I would say, because I have to start thinking about like, oh, do I want to go for a BFA? Do I want to go for a BA? All that. Do I want to go for acting? And I think I'm definitely going to go for acting, but like what major, what minor, where do I want a campus? Do I want to go in the city? It's all those crazy things, a lot to think about, and then SATs. It's a lot, but it's all. I'm just excited to see where I go.
Wonderful. You will see that it will be like a good outcome. Excellent. I have a couple of more interesting questions. The first one is, do you have like a fear right now? Which one would you say is like right now your biggest fear?
I think my biggest fear is I'm definitely really afraid of bugs. That's a big thing for me. I don't like anything with bugs. When I see a bug, I have to get like my dad or my brothers to kill it because that's something I can't deal with. Yeah, I think that's my big one. I definitely have a lot of fears, but.
And how many siblings do you have?
I have two. I have two older brothers.
Older brothers? Yeah, that's so cool. Excellent. You're like the little one. Excellent. Okay. And another one, in the other hand, what makes you laugh the most? Is there something like maybe TikTok video, something like that, or your family friends?
I'm a very giggly person. I tend to laugh at everything, but yeah, I would say TikTok. I'm a big, like my For You page, my algorithm always makes me laugh because it's fit towards me. And then my friends definitely always make me laugh, especially in the school cafeteria.
Okay. And another one, in case you could choose a superpower, which one would you choose? Like to fly, teleportation?
I think I'd want to fly. I think it would be easier to get around, and I think that's just a cool thing to have.
So much. Excellent. And do you have a favorite place in the US? Inside and outside, maybe? Visited or about to? Maybe?
I think my favorite place in the US would definitely be New York City, because I tend to commute in and out of the city a lot with rehearsals, and I just enjoy it. I love going into the city, like taking the train into the city with my friends, and you're always busy in the city. There's always stuff you can do, and as I said, I do like to keep busy, so it does keep me busy whenever I go to the city. And outside of the US, my favorite place I've been to, I think, was Turks and Caicos. It was a pretty island. I went there for my grandparents' anniversary, and I went with my cousins. It was really fun. We had a nice resort. It was tropical. It was very relaxing. They had a spa and everything. And yeah, a place I really want to go is like France or Italy. I think those would definitely be like my dream destinations too.
Excellent choices. And now for the music wise, like do you have a favorite artist? Like musician, band, Taylor Swift, Sabrina Carpenter, something like that?
I would say a couple. I would say Madison Beer I like a lot. I went to her concert in May of 2 years ago, I believe. And I like how soft and her music style a lot. I like Olivia Rodrigo. I like her different music styles she has. And I love Bruno Mars. I really want to see him on tour. He just released an album, and I think he's a classic. He's so good. And yeah, I like all like Sabrina Carpenter, like a lot of the pop music genres.
Okay, excellent taste, by the way. And no, thanks to you. And do you have a favorite quote, like a favorite line, or not so much, like just do it, something like that? Or
a line in one of my shows or films?
Like in general, like for your life in general, like a caption, like a quote, something like that, or not so much?
I don't have a specific quote, but something I always go by is that like to never give up and to keep going. And even though obviously there's going to be things that come in the way, like obstacles, you can always overcome them, or you could just take a different route. That's something I try to always keep thinking about and not let myself get too in my head.
And I forgot to ask for stage fright. Are you like kind of a nervous person or not so much? when it comes to stage acting, modeling? Because I can see you're so relaxed, you're so like focused.
Thank you. I tend to get nervous right before a show or film sometimes. And then once I'm on camera or right on a stage, it all just like, it's weird. It disappears and then I don't feel it anymore. And I think I get so into it that I kind of forget and then everything goes away.
And related to acting, for example, what is like the easiest for you to get it done? Like memorization, like being there, like you're like an early person. Which aspect of acting would you say comes the easiest for you?
I think, well, memorization would definitely be first, I think. I think memorizing the lines is definitely what comes the easiest. And then another thing that comes easy to me is, I think it depends on the character, but connecting to the character, depending on if it's something I can really relate to, I think it's a lot easier to connect to a character because then the character is just me and I can just take parts of me and put it into the character and it's a lot easier because the work is there. It's realistic. It's how I feel. And yeah, I think those two.
And the hardest, what would you say is like, wow, that cost me the most in order to acting?
Hardest is getting, it's hard to definitely get like really emotional, I think, on a stage or in front of a camera, especially when people are watching you. It's stressful. But I try to I really have to focus and tune everyone out. I can't get distracted or else I lose it. But yeah, that is hard because you have to really be tuned into the moment to get those emotions to the surface and really connect to that issue that the character is going through or substitute in something that you can relate to.
Okay, and I forgot to ask something. You could play more like good like characters or villains. Which one would you choose? Would you choose, sorry, like to play more like decent characters or evil ones?
I think I'm very typecasted as like the girl next door, like very good girl or like the sad girl that sits at the lunch table alone. I would love to play a villain. I think would be like outside of my range a little and I'd be excited to see where that takes me. But I do definitely think I do generally go towards the more like goody two shoes characters.
Okay, excellent. Now we're gonna have who is most likely to with you and your family. I'm gonna ask you, for example, who is most likely to be late to an event, and you're gonna tell me I'm my brother, my mom, or yourself. Okay?
Okay.
Excellent. In the first place, who is most likely to lose your phone?
Me, 100%. Yeah.
Like in a place or something like that, or in your bath?
I've left my phone at a bowling alley before, and I one time dropped my phone through a haystack, so like a hayride as we were going, so we had to stop the hayride. So it's a common event.
Okay, another one. Who is most likely precisely to be late to an event?
My whole family. Our family always has to say that when we go to like big family events, they're always like, oh, the Rooneys are going to be last. It's kind of expected now.
Okay, excellent. Another one. Who is most likely to take a great picture, for example?
I'd say me or my mom, because I take a lot of photos of my friends, and it depends on the camera, but I would say they're normally pretty good. And then my mom, definitely, because she used to be a photographer.
Okay, mom knows. Excellent. And who is most likely to, for example, live on a farm?
My mom. She said she wanted a farm because she's a big animal person. We have a dog, and she already wants to have like a whole lucky dog ranch of a bunch of dogs. So I'd definitely say her.
And you're more like into dogs or cats, or it depends?
I think I'm definitely more of a dog person, but I love all animals. I love cats too. I recently went to a pig farm, so I love any type of animal.
Okay, excellent. Another one, who is most likely to get noticed for how they dress in terms of style?
I think I'm gonna have to say my middle brother. I think he's very all about his style, and he has sort of like a streetwear style, which is a lot different from people at his, or at least when he was in my high school last year, was a lot different from people at high school. So it stood out a little more.
So cool, excellent. And as a cool fact, almost like the middle one owns all of that kind of skills. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Another one, who is most likely to be a better dancer?
I think me. I can't see anyone else in my family. They're not really dancers or into dancing.
Okay. Okay. Like all types of music, you can dance, or only like the.
They dance. It's just they have their own way of dancing.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. And who is most likely to be a better driver?
Oh, ooh. I think I want to say me, but I don't know. This is a topic that we always debate about. But I just started driving, but I think so far I'm the best.
Okay. Wow, really cool to know that. Okay, another one. Grumpier in the morning, in case.
Oh, I think both my brothers are pretty grumpy in the morning, but I think I'd say my older brother. He's like on Christmas, if we try to wake him up, he's not here for it.
Okay, excellent. And who is most likely to be like the first to say I am sorry, like in the family?
I think I think me. I think I'm pretty apologetic.
Oh, cool, excellent. Wow, you're just nailing it. And finally, the first, the most likely to fall in love faster.
I'd say I think my middle brother, or yeah, either of my brothers, because they were like, I'm not going to get into relationships going into college, and then they both did. So
Okay, well, okay. Really nice to know that. Now, related to Disney and Netflix, are you a big fan of both like streaming platforms or not so much?
yeah, I have both streaming platforms, and I think I watch from both of them a lot.
Okay, so related to Disney, do you have a favorite princess?
Ooh. I would definitely say Belle because I've loved her ever since I was a kid, and I used to always, as a kid, believed I looked like her.
And if you could choose one to play, would you say Belle?
I think I'd say Belle. That's like one of my dream theater roles of me, and it's been like one for a while. So to play that would be amazing.
You will see that it will happen because you're pretty same as Belle. Okay, excellent. Another one I have for you. Do you have a favorite song in general from Disney? Whether if it is like live action, the regular series, or films?
Yeah. Honestly, I think anything from the Frozen 1 or Frozen 2 movies. I love any of the Frozen songs. And this is a unique one because it's not from the original cartoon version, but it's from the live action. I love Days in the Sun from the live action Beauty and the Beast. It's a unique one because it wasn't in the original cartoon, I believe, but it was in the live action.
Okay, cool, excellent. And I have another one for you. If you could play, on the other hand, a villain, which one would you choose? Maleficent, Cruella, something like that?
I think I'd say Cruella de Vil or Mother Gothel because they give off the same energy, and I think they're like divas. They're all about fashion, and I think that's kind of me in a way.
Okay, wow. Excellent choices, actually. And related to series, do you have a favorite Disney series? Like from Disney Channel or not so much?
I would say Liv and Maddie because I grew up watching that, and My last name's Rooney, so people would always try to compare me to the main girl, Liv Rooney, because she was an actor and she was on all these shows. So I would get compared to her a lot growing up. And I had a friend named Maddie, so it was kind of all added up. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And if you finally, within this Disney, if you have to choose between like becoming part of a live action or a series of Disney Channel, which one would you choose?
I think I'd want to be part of a live action. I think it's cool to take something that's already made and like bring that character to life. Like, for example, the Belle live action, that was such an amazing one. I think it's so cool to turn a character like Belle, bring her to life, especially if you loved her ever since childhood and you kind of like I think it's so cool to like learn their mannerisms and try to put that character into you.
It's nice to know that. Excellent. Okay, and now related to Netflix. Which series would you say is your favorite now with Netflix? Stranger Things, Wednesday?
I think Netflix, definitely, I would say School Spirits. It's not, the new seasons aren't on there, but their first season was on there. It's a good mystery and it involves ghosts. I think it's pretty cool. And then out of like Stranger Things, Wednesday, I think, I don't know, I like both of them. I've seen both of them. I think Wednesday and Stranger Things like kind of have things that connect a little bit, like plot lines that connect. I think they're both cool, like mysteries.
And if you could become part of one of those, I really think you could choose like a School Spirits or Stranger Things or Wednesday.
I think School Spirits because, yeah, I just love the show, and me and my friends love Milo Manheim on the show. He was in Zombies. He's so cool. And Peyton List, who was also in Jessie. They're both so cool people. I'd love to be a part of that show and work with them. They're very talented. And yeah, I think so. Stranger Things too. I think that's such a cool show to be a part of, and all the CGI and work they do, and all the stuff with Vecna is really cool. Like being able to fly and getting possessed by Vecna sounds really cool.
So much. And if you could become part of Wednesday, which character would you choose? Sorry, like Wednesday, Enid, like Agnes the Mill, or a new one like the sister of Enid.
Oh yeah. I think I'd like to be Enid maybe, because she's very outgoing and she's very perky, a lot like me. Or maybe Morticia. I think she's a cool one because she's not as dark as Wednesdays, I think, and she could still have fun, but she still has a little crazy in her, and I like that. I think that's cool.
And the School Spirits, is it like originally from other streaming platform? Because I haven't watched that.
It's on, the first season's on Netflix, and then it got bought by, I believe it was bought by Paramount Plus after the second and third seasons. But it's really good. You should watch it. It's like a mystery about a girl who died in a high school, and then she meets these other ghosts who died in the high school, and she's trying to figure out how she died. That's what the first season is. It's a really cool mystery.
Okay, I will watch it. Okay, because I haven't heard. Okay, excellent. Thanks so much. Now I'm gonna tell you with random questions. In the first place, did you have which one would you say is your favorite color?
Pink, definitely.
And favorite Starbucks drink?
Ooh, I tend to switch a lot, but I think right now I'd say a strawberry acai refresher.
Okay. And Adventure Day or Cozy Day?
Sorry, what did you?
Adventure Day or Cozy Day? Like.
Oh yes. I think Adventure Day. I like a good side quest.
Okay. First cereal, then milk, or backwards?
Ooh, I think cereal then milk.
Okay. One day in your life you would love to live again?
Hmm. I think I think my day I did was in December when I flew out to LA to film a movie. I think that was cool. My first time ever going to LA.
Okay, excellent one, excellent. And Halloween or Christmas?
Christmas, 100%.
Me too. Is there a TV show or film you can't watch? Maybe a genre like zombie, something like that, like jump scares? Or
Horror is I'm on the fence about. I like it sometimes, but I don't like anything too scary. I'm not good with anything too scary. So probably anything like too scary or too graphic, I would say, for a horror movie.
Okay. And finally, waking up early or late?
Late, 100%. I don't like getting up for school. I have to set a bunch of alarms just so I get up.
Okay. And finally, this deep quiz. In the first place, what do you consider your strengths and weaknesses? Acting wise.
I think my strengths acting wise are when I connect to a character, I think I really try to connect to the character and put myself into the character. And I like to have fun with it, and I think that's the best thing you can do with acting. Just as I said, like be me and have fun with the role. If I'm too stressed about it, then it's not gonna come off as realistic and just me. And I think weaknesses I have is sometimes I do kind of get into like my type character a little bit, and I'd like to branch out a little more and try to experiment going like in a different direction or taking more of a risk with my acting. And I'd also say like I think I definitely say taking more risk in my acting, like doing something that's very like unexpected for my character.
Okay, and if you could describe yourself in 3 words, which ones would you choose?
Ooh, I think determined and determined. I think I'm pretty loyal. I like to be loyal to the people who I'm friends with. And I'd say outgoing. I think I'm pretty outgoing and I like to be energetic and have fun.
Good choices. And I wanted to know if you have like a hidden talent.
Oh. No, I guess it's still hidden. Nothing that like I can exactly point out, but I'm kind of artsy. I like to draw sometimes or do anything creative when I get bored.
And actually, are you like, is there something actually you're like collecting or obsessed with? Some vinyls, something like that?
I think playbills. I definitely like when I go to see a Broadway show, I get my playbills signed and then I have like a playbill binder where I put them all in and I can like look back and see what shows I saw and like who signed it. And yeah, I definitely playbills.
And finally, what is one skill your career actually kind of forced you to learn? Is there something?
I think definitely patience because it's a lot of waiting around and one scene takes 5 different shots. A lot of the time it'll be a close-up, like farther shot, like a wide view. You're like facing one face, facing the other face of the person you're talking to. So it's definitely a lot of waiting around and trying to stay in character even when you have to switch a shot and waiting for your turn to do your scene. Sometimes you have a break or something, but sometimes you don't have a break and you just have to kind of stand around for a little bit and stay in the mindset and make sure you know all your lines and that you're still present with the scene and not getting out of character from all that's going on.
Okay, that is actually the most original answer I have ever received from this section within the episodes. Okay, excellent. And for the closure to things, in the first place, if you could give a piece of advice to artists, to persons that are like looking for acting, modeling life, which kind of advice would you love to give to them?
I think this is advice that kind of goes towards me too, is just, yeah, as I said before, I think to not get frustrated with yourself. We're all human and we're all trying new things. And I think with acting, you definitely have to keep that mindset, because there'll be times when you have a lot of auditions and you could get none in like one whole month, and then you just have a dry patch and then you have to wait for it to pick up. And definitely sometimes you get that mindset, like, why am I not booking? And I think it's just good, again, to not get frustrated with yourself. It's actually, sometimes it's good because then you have the opportunity to work on your acting more and like continue, like, don't give up, because an experience is going to happen. It's just not the right time yet. And for me, that actually tries to encourage me to keep going and try to just keep improving and growing, and don't be too hard on yourself, because I know that can happen a lot. You could get frustrated with yourself and feel you're not good enough, but it's a part of the industry and it does happen to everyone, and it doesn't mean you're not talented. It's just maybe you weren't who they were looking for, like looks wise, or you just they weren't who you had in mind for the role. You didn't look like the person who was playing your mother. There's so many things that come into casting, and it's sometimes has nothing to do with you.
And the same, but to your even younger self, if you could like give a piece of advice to even younger Lexi,
Yeah.
what would you say?
Yeah, I think do what makes you happy, and for me that was acting, and just to keep going and don't let anyone dull your sparkle. I know I had at an early age a strong love for acting, and I didn't let anyone stop me from that. And I definitely I love the camera. To keep having fun too, because it's definitely like a taxing job and it can get stressful, but I think the best thing is to have fun and remember why you're doing this, because you love it, and show that in your acting.
Wonderful. And aside from your upcoming projects you just stated through the episode, is there something else you would love to share with us?
Yeah. I am doing a play in April called You and Me the Play. It's a dramatic play, and it's going to be at the ART New York in New York City. And I play a girl named Ellie, and it's an amazing cast. It's an amazing ensemble, and it runs from April 24th is our opening night to May 9th is our closing night, I believe. And so if people want to see that, they should go see it. It's going to be a good show that makes you think and sends a message. And then I'm working on a song right now that hopefully will come out on Spotify maybe summer or 2020. I think summer or beginning of next year. So yeah, and then I've some films that might be coming up. I'm still gonna go back and film some more for the one in LA, and whenever that comes out, definitely go see it.
And related to your music, which genre is it, like pop or?
Yeah, I would say pop, definitely.
And kind of which style, like Olivia Rodrigo, Sabrina, Taylor, Olivia Dean?
So our inspo, because how it works in our sessions is we actually, because I work with a music producer, we actually talk about like what kind of style I want to go for, like a specific person. And I said like, I think kind of like an Olivia Rodrigo sort of thing is what I did for my song, definitely.
Okay, wonderful. And we can find you only on Instagram and TikTok, isn't it? Or do you have a YouTube channel or social media platforms?
I have an Instagram account, and then I have another TikTok account too. It's Alexandra Rooney, and I think that's it. I have a website too called Alexandra Rooney on the web that people can check out too, or my IMDb. But yeah, I mainly am active on my Instagram.
Okay, excellent. And how did you felt this episode? Did you like the sections, all of it?
This is really fun. I loved I love the questions. I like to talk, so it was fun to talk, definitely.
So much because I can see you're so cool. You're such a cool person with cool vibes, with a kind soul.
Thank you.
Excellent.
You're a good person to talk with too. These are such like good questions that I've never really thought of before, and now until now I'm gonna like think more on them.
Thank you so much. And thank you so much for giving us this space. And related to deliverables, is there something you're like already expecting, like YouTube or verticals? Is there, which one would you say I want this or that first?
Sorry, can you repeat the question one more time?
Or deliverables related to YouTube video, for Instagram Reels. Is there something you're like looking in the first instance?
I think I'm looking on like TikTok or Instagram Reels, I think mainly. Yeah, that's what I would say. Yeah.
Okay. So what I can do is I prepared a couple of options.
Mm-hmm.
I send you through Instagram.
Okay.
And
Yeah,
you can post.
No, I forgot that was an option.
What?
YouTube also works too. I forgot that was an option.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah.
And what are you up to like for the rest of the day?
So actually I'm going to see my friend's high school show. That's my whole weekend pretty much. I'm going to support my friends in the theater community. We like to see each other's shows and just support one another.
Okay, and for the weekends, is there something else with your family or something like that?
I have rehearsal for the show I'm doing in April, You and Me, on Sunday. We're working through scenes in Act 2, so that's exciting. I get to go into the city again. And I might go on a college tour. I have to see if I have time to fit it in, but yeah, I might go on a college tour, and I just bought my prom dress for junior prom, so I'm getting that altered.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I hope you have a cool Thursday and a cool weekend.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Bye.